If you have clicked on this video, you must be wondering, how can you start crafting your international speech? Or just how can you start crafting a story that is engaging, empowering, and impactful? Well, I've got your back. My name is Coach Mahathir, and I am a 3-time district champion in the International Speech Contest, and I was also awarded the world number 3 in the World Championship of Public Speaking in 2022. So I have a few tips for you today on how you can start crafting your international speech, so you don't have to worry how or where or when can you start crafting. So are you ready? Let's go. Now, before crafting your speech, there is always the question that comes in your mind. How do I start? Where do I start? Well, there are a few questions that you want to ask yourself so that you can get started. The first question that I always ask myself when crafting a story is, what was my 5-second moment? Or what's your 5-second moment? Now, a 5-second moment, according to Matthew Dix in his book Storyworthy, is a moment in time when you have experienced something that changes your beliefs, your values, how you see the world, or even your behavior as a person. So what was that moment in your life? Look back, reflect, see some of the things that you have experienced before, and write them down. You may be surprised that you have many 5-second moments. So list them all down. The second question you like to ask yourself, what do you learn from that 5-second moment? Is it how you become grateful as a person? Is it a feeling where you've learned to never give up after a certain struggle? Is it how you learn to take life as an experience rather than living robotically day by day? I'm sure you will be able to find a learning lesson from that 5-second moment. Question number 3 that you would like to ask yourself, who was I before this 5-second moment? That's right. When you craft a speech or a story, there's always going to be an A going to a B. A is who you were before the 5-second moment, a different character. B is a changed character, a person who has learned something, gained some insight, gained some revelation, and you transform as a character. So now that you have this, your 5-second moment that changed character, work backwards. Who were you before that? Then you have a starting point and you have the ending point. Question 4 that you like to ask yourself is, now that you have an A and B, what challenges did you face as a character from A going to B? So what challenges did you face getting to that 5-second moment? Ask yourself that question, because this challenge and conflict is what leads up to your revelation, your insight, your aha moment. Question number 5 is, what is a turning point or the breaking point from your story? Now, this is very crucial because any stories, you need to have some form of making point, breaking point, turning point, because this is what keeps your audience on the edge of their seats, wanting to know what happens next. Every great stories have these moments, because these moments tell the audience there's a chance that the hero might make it or might lose it all. And that is engaging. Question number 6, who or what helped you, the character, learn the 5-second moment, learn the insight, learn the revelation? List them down here. Usually in great stories, there are always sages. And the sages are the people who share their wise words of wisdom, which changes you as a character. But you don't have to always have a sage. It could be something, or it could be your own personal realization that changes you. So put it here. The last question is, what do I want my audience to do? You have your learning lessons. You have changed as a character. Now, blatantly tell your audience what they need to do after listening to your story. Now, if you're loving this so far, why not give a like, a subscribe, and share this video out so more people can benefit in terms of building better stories and preparing themselves for the International Speech Contest. So now that you have these 7 questions and you have them answered, the next step is, how do you then put it into a story? It is as simple as sorting them like this. When you sort it like this, you can see that it's easier for you to know how to start your presentation, how to start your story, how it flows, and finally how it ends. This is what we call as a typical hero's journey arc. Of course, you can always change it up a little bit, add some spices here and there to make the story more interesting, but generally, this is your framework. By asking yourself those 7 questions, sorting it up into this format, it gives you an idea how to start, how to flow, how to end. But you, champ, would always want to know how to take your stories to the next level, right? You would always want to be able to tell more impactful and engaging stories, right? So if that is you, then you might want to click a video right here on how you can take your stories to the next level.